Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys and Collectibles. And today we're looking at something that now is fairly old and is becoming very collectible indeed. We are looking at the 1992 release by Hawk Books from their series of TV tie-in poster books. And this particular one we are looking at today is from Star Trek, the original television series. Which starred William Shatner as Captain James T. Kirk, and Leonard Nimoy as Mr. Spock, and DeForest Kelley as Dr. McCoy. And the series ran from 1966, and it ran for 3 seasons, and there was a total of 79 episodes produced. And then obviously there was that hiatus where the TV series was axed. They then went on to produce the animated Star Trek, and then there was quite some time before they actually got together again and made the motion picture. And following the motion picture, the whole series of movies, so there's the Wrath of Khan, The Search for Spock, The Voyage Home, The Final Frontier, The Undiscovered Country, and then of course the Next Generation, Star Trek Next Generation, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Star Trek Voyager, and of course the movies of the Next Generation. They went into the movies, and the whole franchise then is history. We all know it. Okay, but I've digressed again. But here we are. So this is the poster book in front of us. And you can see it's got Star Trek at the top. You can see you got the Delta badge logo on the top left-hand corner next to Captain Kirk's head. And it says Captain's Log Stardate 1512.2. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. And there's an image there, big image of Captain James T. Kirk as portrayed by William Shatner sitting in the captain's chair of the USS Enterprise. And to the left, you can see the four of the main characters from the TV show. So you got Lieutenant Uhura, as played by the late great Nichelle Nichols. Dr. Leonard McCoy, as played by the late great DeForest Kelley. Leonard Nimoy as Mr. Spock, and William Shatner as Captain Kirk. And just below that, you've got an image of the crew beaming down to a planet, and that's from the episode When No Man Has Gone Before. And just below that you can see an image of the USS Enterprise flying through space, or just about to orbit a planet by the looks of it. And it says 8 deluxe posters to boldly go when no man has gone before. Okay, so that's the front of the magazine. Let's just turn it over to the back and see what we got on the back. Okay, so there's a good image of the 8 posters which are contained in this book. So you've got the same, 2 of the same that we saw at the front, actually 3 of the same, actually 4 of the same if you include the Kirk one, and 4 that's not shown. So as we mentioned, these 4, you've also got Captain Kirk being covered in tribbles. That's obviously from the TV episode The Trouble with Tribbles. Then you've got Kirk with the giant robot, I can't think of his name, Rock. And that's from the TV episode What Are Little Girls Made Of. You've got a top view of the USS Enterprise as it's flying through space. And you've got Mr. Spock showing his Vulcan salute, live long and prosper. You've got the Hawk Books logo. And you've got 1992 Paramount Pictures, all rights reserved, Star Trek as a trademark, Paramount Pictures, Hawk Books authorised user, design and text Siren Studios, and you've got the barcode on the bottom right hand side. Okay, so that's the back of the book. Without further ado then, let's turn the book back over and let's open it up and let's have a look at the posters inside. Okay, so I've opened the book, but I've had to turn it over and lift the front page up like this because the first poster is in landscape rather than portrait. But to give you an size of this poster, we are looking at 43 centimetres, which is 17 inches, by 28 centimetres, which is 11 inches. So that's the size of all these posters. So the first one there you can see is the USS Enterprise, the top view. of the NCC 1701 Starship. The next one, okay, so we need to turn the book back over. So what have we got here? So we've got the next picture. We've also got on the back of this page is information. Let's just move that over a little bit. Is information on the first poster that we've just looked at. And it says, the Starship Enterprise. The graceful lines of the USS Enterprise demonstrates the ultimate in space technology. The engines have the ability to propel the USS Enterprise at fantastic warp speeds across immense distances through space. They are mounted as far away from the bridge and living areas of the ship as possible to protect all life forms aboard. The enormous amounts of energy needed to warp speed come from matter-antimatter reactions controlled by dilithium crystals. There we are. Okay, so the next poster, and there's also the lines for you to cut along to take the poster out if you wanted to display it on your wall or something. So there's the next one, and that's the same as we saw on the back page. So you've got Lieutenant Uhura, Dr. McCoy, Mr. Spock, and Captain James T. Kirk. And again, on the back of that is a bio of the officers of the Starship Enterprise. And it says, Lieutenant Uhura is a communications officer and spokesperson of the Enterprise. She receives communications via the ear receiver, which is custom moulded to fit inside the ear. Next to her stands Leonard Bones McCoy, Chief Medical Officer, who maintains he is just an old country doctor at heart. He is also a close personal friend to the captain. Mr. Spock, Science Officer, is seated next to Captain Kirk. And there we have the image of William Shatner as Captain James T. Kirk, sitting in his command chair aboard the USS Enterprise. And there's a bio of Captain Kirk. And then we've got Mr. Spock. Let's just turn that around again. And there you can see Mr. Spock doing his Vulcan salute. Again, as portrayed by the late, great Leonard Nimoy. So let's turn that back and open the next one. Actually, again, you've got information on the Vulcan salute, but let's turn that back round because I think the next few are all in portrait. So there's Captain James Kirk being bombarded by Tribbles from one of the greatest episodes of Trial with Tribbles. And then again, there's Kirk and Rock from the episode What a Little Girl's Made Of. Again, another terrific episode of Star Trek. And then we've got the transporter room where they're beaming down. They're taking away Gary Mitchell, who has become possessed with ESP and is becoming very powerful with moving things from his mind and what have you, and has become very evil. And they're transporting him down to a desolate planet to leave him there. However, he wakes up and Kirk has to then end up destroying one of his close personal friends. And that was from the episode When No Man Has Gone Before. Okay, and then we've got the USS Enterprise, which is the final poster in this magazine. And you can see it's the USS Enterprise just about to come into orbit around a planet. And once again, on the back of that page, it says the voyages of the USS Enterprise. Space, the final frontier. One of the most potent ingredients for the success of Star Trek was the concept of the future, as set out by its creator, Gene Roddenberry. In the future, we would have the technology to travel immense distances to strange new worlds, but we would never abandon our basic human nature. We would continue to be intrigued by riddles and mysteries, to be curious about the unknown, to be humanitarian and liberal, although the crew frequently meet and have to deal with conflict. Their mission is a scientific one, to seek out alien life and gather data about the unknown. And there we have it. So that is the Star Trek poster book from 1992. What can I say about this book? How well did it do? Well, yeah, I'm sure they've done very well, as all those poster books did back in the 90s. The 90s was still quite early days for the internet, so there wasn't a terrific amount of items around on the internet for you to buy. So it was an up and coming thing, but it was still very small in the early 90s. Didn't really take off until the later 90s, really. But there we are. And of course, you would have had to have gone to bookshops mainly to find these magazines and buy them. So had they been released perhaps 10 years later, I think they would have done a colossal amount better. Because obviously the internet was available to everybody then. But back in, say, 1992, it wasn't readily available. So, but it was a great concept, great posters, all from your favourite television series, and they're cut out, and you can hang them on your wall or hang them wherever you want. You can even put them in a frame and display them however you would like to do it. So yes, they've done very well. Now, 32 years later, do they still come up for sale on platforms? Yeah, they do. You do see them pop up from time to time. Not as often as they used to, I must admit, but then I'm guessing that most people that have bought these magazines want to keep them. They don't want to part with them, so you see them less and less frequently as the time goes on. And perhaps maybe the people that have bought them have actually taken the posters out and put them into frames and displayed them or what have you, because that's something that, if we still had the shop, that's something I would have done. I would have taken the posters out, put them in frames and hang them around the shop, but we don't have the shop front anymore. But there we are. So, of course, now, as I say, 32 years on, they don't come up for display that often, but when they do, they do occasionally come up. Let's leave it at that. They do occasionally come up, and if you do find one on platforms, always, as I say, be vigilant of what you're buying. Have a good look at the images and read the full description so that you know exactly what you are going to receive, so you're not disappointed when it arrives. Or alternatively, we at Midas Touch have managed to find quite a few of these poster magazines, and they are currently available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Trek items, and many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes to the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive that this is something you won't want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new products which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you're looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know, the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed the review of this amazing poster magazine. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next video. So bye for now.